Hello, families. My name is Alicia Drapkin, and I teach AP Chemistry, and I'm so excited that your student is in my class this year. It's going to be awesome. Also a mess, but also awesome, and I'm just delighted that they're around. Um, so AP Chemistry is probably my favorite class to teach, and I'm so excited this year too. This is a super, super elite group. We have only 10 students, which is pretty amazing, and it's just going to make everything run so much more smoothly. So first thing, I've got my contact information up here. If at any point you have any questions or any concerns or anything, please email me, alicia.drapkin@tusd1.org. Go for it. I am always here for any help that you might need. Your students can also email me. Many of them do so all the time, and that's great. To run everything, we're using primarily Teams, AP, and AP Classroom. I also have a YouTube channel where I post, mostly I find videos that I think students will find helpful on there. I haven't been making a ton of videos for AP Chemistry because it just hasn't been super necessary. But there you go. So our entire goal for this class is the AP test. The AP test this year is going to be on May 7th at 8 a.m. I don't really know what that's going to look like. In the past, it has been a paper test, and it has 2 parts. It's an hour and a half for 60 multiple choice questions and another hour and a half for 7 free response questions. Last year, it was 2 free response questions in an online format. What it's going to look like this coming year, I have no idea. It could be one or the other or some mix in between. So either way, I want to prepare students for whichever direction ends up going in. Hopefully we will learn more in maybe next semester. They'll start letting us know what the situation will be. Either way, we're going to get ready for that and make sure to cover all the material. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, I have allergies. It's a mess. It's very windy yesterday. Okay, so let's talk about grades just to kind of get that out of the way. This is where all of the grades come from. You can see that it is 30% from tests, 20% from quizzes, 25% from classwork, and 25% from labs. So in terms of classwork, some of the most important things are done on AP Classroom. Tests and quizzes and weekly FRQs and progress checks are all done on AP Classroom. All your students seem to be on there. Anything that I assign on AP Classroom is of the utmost importance. It is all of the AP style questions that are coming directly from the College Board. So that's where I get all of that stuff from, and I want students to be exposed to that as much as humanly possible, so that way when the test comes around, it's easy. Excuse me. Tests are at the end of every unit, and students can do corrections to improve their score. So if they make any mistakes on the test, they can get up to half the points, sometimes even more than half the points back by doing corrections. Quizzes are weekly. They're every Monday, and they're multiple choice. And those are done, on AP Classroom. Weekly FRQs, we do them on Friday. FRQ stands for free response questions. Those count as test grades. They are graded. What I do usually is half the points come from just participating and trying, and then half the points come from actual correctness. So far students are doing really well on those. So that's really great. The idea behind those is to just make sure that students are doing well, that they understand what they need help with and what type of material can be covered or needs to be covered and might show up on tests. One really big thing for classwork, the classwork section, is the progress check. So on AP Classroom, for every unit, there's a multiple choice and a free response progress check. This is scored only for participation. I don't actually care what score they get. I mean, I care, but it's not going to be reflected in their grade. As long as they've tried and they've answered all the questions, 100% on that. The purpose of that, again, is to prepare them for the test. So questions that show up on the progress check are likely to show up on both my unit tests, but also the AP test as a whole. And again, it's more practice. And I grade them pretty stringently, but it's just for feedback. The next big section you'll see here is labs. That's a big topic, a big hot button topic, because we don't really know what labs are going to look like yet. For units 1 and 2, we haven't started doing labs because frankly, it's much more theory and there's not really a lot of labs that we could do. So it hasn't been an issue so far. Starting in Unit 3, we will have some labs. I am working to figure out, excuse me, ways to do labs at home. So I can already think of, there's a lab on intermolecular forces that involves like cooking fats, like cooking oils. So that one you all can definitely do at home. It just means like observing them, and that's pretty much it. There are some other labs that we can do if you have a thermometer and some isopropyl alcohol, water, and hydrogen peroxide at home. So I'm definitely thinking about things you can do at home. There are also certainly labs that cannot be done at home that are very important. So I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do those yet. Excuse me. Obviously, if we come back into the classroom, we will definitely do those that way. Otherwise, at the bare minimum, I can always do the labs like in class or record videos of me doing it, and then students can work with that data. That is not ideal. That's not how I'd rather do it. We'll see how things go. There might be some other ways to do labs, especially because they are so crucial for AP chemistry, and because we have such a small class, I might be able to finagle something else. We'll see how that goes. I will keep you updated on all of that. So for right now, for labs, for units 1 and 2, everyone gets full credit for labs, so that's great. But starting unit 3, there will be some labs, but they're again graded mostly off of, excuse me, off of completion. I give other assignments, but they are of less importance overall. So that's essentially where grades come from. Most of the work here is, some of it is definitely based on correctness, a big chunk of it, all the tests and quizzes. But again, there's still some opportunities to raise grades if that becomes an issue. Okay, so in general, online is messy. But I think we're going to be able to make this work. So a couple of things that I automatically know are going to be problems. Everyone gets extra time on assignments. At this point, I'm not penalizing for late work. So if it just takes a long time to get something done, that's totally fine. I've already had students asking me for extra help or reduced workload. So I have no problem at all with excusing assignments or negotiating. That's one of the reasons why, excuse me, I wanted to make it very clear that progress checks are the most important thing in terms of classwork, as well as these quizzes and FRQs. Everything else, especially in this class, it's just to learn the material. The ultimate goal is to understand chemistry, being able to solve the problems, and do well on the AP test. Not necessarily because of the value of the AP test. I mean, although it is nice if you pass so you can get credit, but more because I think it's a good curriculum and a really good test that proves that you understand the material. That's the goal here. I think that if you do well in this class, you should do well on the AP test. So I want the class to be difficult and challenging, but I also realize that it's really stressful right now and things are confusing, so I don't want it to be overly stressful. So just if you or your students are having any issues or want to talk to me about that, I'm always very flexible about that. I have provided some extra online resources. There's Khan Academy, which can be helpful. I'm also showing a lot, or putting together all these online videos, like a library of videos. It's all on my YouTube site. It's Ms. Grafkin Science. You can find that for sure. And if anyone needs tutoring, I am available all the time. I only teach 1st or 4th period, so anytime after school, I mean, within reason. If it has to be on a weekend, it might be possible as well, just depending on the situation. Just ask for help. Students can ask in class or they can ask by email, and I'm happy to work through individual issues with any students going through things. So I guess in conclusion, I'm really, really, really happy. I'm so excited to have students in chemistry. I love chemistry. I love teaching it, and especially AP. It's such, at this higher level, it's so fun. Let me go back to this page just so you have this info in case you didn't catch it. This is my second year here at Sabino. I've been a chemistry teacher before that for 3 years at Amphi High School. My undergraduate degree was in biochemistry, so this stuff is totally up my alley. I love it. Yeah, I'm just really excited and happy about it, even though the situation is less than ideal. So if you ever need me for anything, please, please, please ask me. I would love to speak to you all. Otherwise, till then, thank you for stopping by and listening to this video. Adios.